Hello again, it's Nadine. I just wanted to send out another podcast as an update because there's been a couple of more introductions to the guild. First would be the officers' guidelines. It's good because in the past we haven't literally had anything written down. We have for the crew members and for the normal members within the guild, but not for the officers. So make sure that you go through and read that, it's really important. Then we have the Reformation version 1.5. Make sure that you read over that. It's mainly to do with the chatterbox. It's been closed for a while, but it will be opened once people, it should be opened once people realise that the UGMF was originally created or has been turned into an RP guild, not just a chat guild. So it's really important to start getting involved in some of the RPs that are around, whether they're in the battlefield, in the bases, or in the non-battle RPs, the bunker, the cafe. The several houses have popped up. You've got the jewels, which I'm enjoying. I've always found that RPing with other characters, like interacting, is always a good way of developing connections, not only with your own branch but with others. So it's good for developing the inter-branch relations. And it also is a good way of practicing your literacy, so your writing skills, and it's a really good way to get to know people that isn't through OOC, or I always found it a better way of developing the relationships than through OOC. It's fine to know about the people behind the computer, but RPing is the best way for people to learn about your characters so that they know how to interact with you. So that is the next one. If you want to put a mule into the guild, make sure that you tell Fish, who is the person who is accepting join invite things, and that'll save a lot of trouble. And it'll also save you having to send in another join application because he's sort of not allowed you to join. So they're the main things that I wanted to say. Now, I am the chief editor of the UGMF newspaper we're working on, and we have a couple of roles still open, which we need a Navy correspondent, a Marines correspondent, and a medical correspondent, although for medical I don't mind just filling in for a while, especially because of the low amount of active members. It's we don't really have that many updates. Now basically your role will be to come up with the new promotions so that we can publish those, and also any important updates or news, and also to put forward your branch's soldier spotlight runner. And then we'll have 5 soldiers, hopefully, Marines, Airmen, and we'll go through and choose which one of those has been the biggest improvement or impact on the guild for that 2 weeks. And then we'll have the soldier spotlight. Now we also need a photographer, and we'll be looking for a couple of more writers, mainly permanent writers who will do an article or 2 each fortnight. We still haven't decided on whether it's going to be a weekly paper or a fortnightly one. I believe it would be better as a fortnightly paper because it's going to take a bit too long until we get into the swing of things to make one every single week, especially because it's going to be a fairly detailed one. I can see it being at least a couple of pages. Now, I've got my name down for the personal section, which is basically the ads or anything that isn't a strictly UGMF article. I've got Yin and Spirit down for the comic, but if you guys have any that you think you would like to send in, then just PM them to me. I'll be more than happy. So far we don't have a crossword developer, but worst case, I can make something up short term, or we can leave it out of the first couple of issues, depending on if we have the room. Now we've been discussing a possible name. If you have a really good name for the newspaper that you think everybody else would like, send that in to me and I'll put them up on the site that we're writing on. Some of the things we've got so far are the War Times, the UGMF Daily, the Bunker Bugle, the War Vision, the Bunker Tribune, I don't know which one that is. I came up with the UGMF Dispatch, but we haven't gone over that one yet. The UGMF Observer, the Watchdog, the Century Tribune, the Century Daily, the Century Times. So if you like any of those, or if you think that you have a better one, then PM it to me. Or if I have you on MSN, just tell me over that, and I'll put that up for consideration. It'll probably end up being a poll decision at the end. We'll put a poll up in the guild, because it's the guild's newspaper, not just ours. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much what we've got going at the moment. So we've put Noof as our copy editor because he has previous knowledge in newspapers and stuff. So he'll be going through and doing the final editing and checks and putting it all together and making it into the issue. We're hoping that Gamer Guy and Navy, Steve, might like being editors at the end to make sure that everything's in the right spot. Our primary editor is E. Cooper, and our secondary editor is K-Town, and I'll be the chief editor, which is pretty much just gathering all the information together. We have a couple of people who are looking for the Soldier Spotlight. I've only received one of their submissions so far, so if you're also interested in that, send in a sample of one of the people within the guild that you think would deserve it. We got Mill on horoscopes. Sorry, I've still got a cold. And Naz, you're doing the editorial section if you would like that. And we might even include you writing up some stuff that the other UGMF members not involved with the paper send in. So that should be good. Still in the planning stage, so there's a lot to be done. We probably won't put out the first issue for at least a couple of weeks, because we're just working out what we want to put in it, who's going to be doing what. And yeah, if you'd like to submit something, because we probably will include things from time to time that haven't been written by the permanent writers. So if you want to submit something, try using a brief style of article, and with the word limit about 250 to 500 words, because otherwise we're going to get heaps of articles that are really in depth, but that won't fit into the issue. Because really you don't want to be reading for days just to get through this. But it should be a good overview of what the guild is, what we've been doing, and what's coming up. Yes. So that's the newspaper so far. I'd like to thank everybody involved, and if you think that you could contribute, just PM me or one of the other guys, and we'll discuss it. We always like to see your submissions or your writing style, so send those in, and yeah, we hope that we can get one published in a couple of weeks. I'd also like to congratulate a couple of people on their promotions, if I can find it. Where is it? Okay, so I'm not sure, because these are fairly scratchy, but the Marines have had a fair few promotions, so congratulations to everybody. AKA, Counter-Terrorist, Gilthana, and Hazu. Not 100% sure on how to pronounce those, but congratulations to you. E. Cooper and Gamer Guy were promoted in the Air Force, and Chaotic Fallen was promoted in the Navy. Haven't got an Army promotion yet. Unfortunately, Raylan might be stepping down as captain to Aircav, so we might be expecting a promotion soon. And I'll put the Army and medical updates promotions next time. So, from Nadine, cheers!